For most of us, the only way that we can learn effectively is through countless hours of trial and error. And this triggered the 1,000 hour photo project. I know what you're thinking. What sort of photo project takes 1,000 hours? And I want to be completely honest with you, this is not your typical photo project. This project has genuinely changed the trajectory of my journey. There is no coincidence that whilst working on this, I started to get offered incredible jobs, like working and shooting with Formula One and other high-profile athletes. I am now a much better photographer than when I started. And this is likely because I now had a reason to start thinking about photography at a level that I'd never considered before. To document my ideas, to simplify, refine, and to stress test them with other professionals. From overlooked fundamentals to complex expert level ideas, I wanted to determine what was high impact and what was just a trend, to help me learn faster and to avoid the pitfalls that kept me stuck. And I am so grateful that this forced me to think differently. It took me 18 months of working pretty much every day to put into words everything I know about the concepts that I use in the street and with clients, which has ultimately generated me well over 6 figures in revenue, which still blows my mind to this day. I wanted to create the guide that I wish I had earlier in my career. Welcome to Street Tools. Street Tools answers the biggest problems photographers have, split into 3 different sections. How to create attention-grabbing images through composition, how to create an emotional connection and spark the imagination of our viewer through story, and how to discover what makes you, you. How to stand out from the crowd with your own unique style. I've reworked concepts so they are an idea and then a visual example to support it. Each idea is short and concise because a core belief of mine is that to get the most out of our learning, we have to apply cerebral brain power. And Street Tools is designed to specifically spark these ideas in your own head, so you can connect the dots yourself and to cultivate these deeper learning experiences. Each section unofficially groups concepts to answer more specific questions, such as how to guide the viewer's eye and attention towards a subject, and how to consistently find new subjects and new stories worth telling, and even discusses how to deal with confrontations in public. Earlier in my career, I was taking the same photos as everyone else. And when I decided to try and pursue photography, to try and carve out my own style, to try and be different, I tried everything. I would stay up late at night watching every single video I could find on photography. And most of these videos regurgitated the same few ideas. Just use rule of thirds, bro. Or they would spend forever editing 17 different radial filters to try and make a boring subject stand out. The techniques that the top dogs use to create these beautiful, eye-catching images always felt just a tiny bit out of reach. And this left me craving new information. Nothing could scratch that itch. And there's a few reasons why what's out there wasn't working, at least for me. The best photographers in the world have an absolute goldmine of information in their heads. They've spent years developing these highly specialized skills that continuously get them booked, but it's easier and makes more financial sense for them to do the work as a photographer than to share their ideas. And when they do offer mentorship, the advice you get is absolutely fantastic, but it's so expensive and your time together is limited. And then it leads me on to books, which, whilst they're great and I love them, I've got a whole stack of them just over there, they are impractical for a few different reasons. Photo books are filled with great images, but they lack context, which makes the photos more interesting, but it doesn't help us because we don't know what the photographer was thinking at the time. And then on the other side of the book spectrum, we've got wordy books with too many words. And I'm sure that as a photographer like me, you're a visual person. We like looking at photos more than we like reading big, thick blocks of text. There's no benefit to me over-explaining everything. It would be 10 times as many words, which we agree is bad, and it would be 10 times less helpful, as I'd be injecting my experience rather than facilitating yours. Each reader has their own set of experiences that they are then going to apply to each concept, pulling out unique insights that are right for them and where they are in their journey. We can all agree that the best way to learn is with our camera in hand. Physical books are often beautiful, yet not portable. And so it's hard for us to refer to them for inspiration and ideas when and where we need them most. And I love the idea of having a mentor in your pocket and access to concepts anywhere in the world, whether on the street or we're in the jungle without any Wi-Fi. This digital format means that you could always have the guide. For me, I would be studying it at home or in a cafe over a lovely coffee and making notes and applying that brain power to really figure out the meaning and the relevance to me and my journey, to then head out with the guide on my phone or iPad so I can refer to it when I need to. And not only that, loads of advice on the internet is far too specific to the image or scene that they are discussing. And whilst we understand what the creator is saying, it often isn't presented in a very conceptual way. And so this makes it quite hard for us to apply to our own work. And whilst some creators do a fantastic job at distilling these principles, there isn't a one-stop shop for everything a photographer needs. So if you are an ambitious photographer who wants the secrets and the concepts to become the best photographer you can be, Street Tools is for you. I can assure you that this is going to be a game changer for your journey. So click the link in description and let's become the best photographers we can be. See you in the street.